Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my friends. Welcome everyone to PlatformCon 2023. My name is Mohit Kalra. With 20 plus years of experience in IT solution and services, I love to play role of technologist and solution architect and help enterprises transform their complex problem into new opportunities through modern technologies. I'm very passionate about platform engineering and working as a global technology lead in one of the verticals within Nagaro. Nagaro, a global digital engineering leader, helps clients become innovative and digital first companies. The company is distinguished by its entrepreneurial, agile, global character, caring mindset, and its approach of thinking breakthroughs. Nagaro today employs over 18,000 people in 33 countries. In the next 15 minutes, I will talk about how we can approach building roadmap of successful IDP strategy. I will start with why investing in internal development platform is essential for the future, followed by a brief look at how its abstract solution appears, why self-service is a key element of IDP success, and few other considerations we can take. I hope by end of this session you will get some valuable insights and information that you can use in your endeavors to build your roadmap. So let's begin. Today, most mature enterprises have already heavily invested in DevOps engineering and hosted multiple tools and technologies to accelerate and scale business value. Businesses must grow while ensuring an uncompromised stand on standardization, governance, and security. And of course, their growth journey is expected to be predictable with tangible results. While in early stages, when products and teams are limited, the standard approach of DevOps engineering helps improve productivity, quality, and consistency. When we scale, the value gained through DevOps begins to hit the wall. At this stage, enterprises start facing one of many challenges, be it delay in time to market or longer mean time to repair, which can result in degraded business value or some other challenges. So, how do we use cutting edge DevOps engineering to assist businesses in scaling up more quickly? What is the highest standard of DevOps maturity and how it looks like when we adopt it? Everyone says IDP can assist, but how? The solution lies in the principle of adopting an internal development platform for better known as IDP for the enterprise, where everything is standardized and super easy to adapt for engineers. Basically, it's a collection of tools, standards, frameworks, and infrastructure for enterprises that will be used to build and deploy software applications. The goal of IDP is to build an environment that enables developers to focus just on building high quality software instead of worrying about DevOps tools, infrastructure, provisioning, and other related tasks. IDPs are often created by large technology companies to support their own internal software development efforts. However, smaller enterprises, medium enterprises, and startups can also benefit from using IDPs to improve their software development process and accelerate their time to market. While on one side, standardization of frameworks, boilerplates, and tools adoption across the enterprise become part of the IDP initiative, it's also vital to build an approach and mechanics on how to do continuous introspection on current engineering state and identifying ways to achieve higher engineering excellence. Sometimes, so many tools and framework results in becoming an internal maze of technologies which creates unnecessary overhead, duplicate efforts, and hurt developer productivity. As a result, developers end up doing non-essential work to manage the overhead. While planning for adopting IDP, it is essential to think about how you're going to offer user experience to engineering team and make them their onboarding easier. If there are frameworks and boilerplates, how are we going to make them accessible in most easiest way to engineering teams, and how we make them want to use them again? How do we ensure engineering team adopt culture IDP and continue to use them? How are we going to measure value gain through IDP initiatives? And how are we going to improve team collaboration, which eventually helps to gain operational excellence over a period of time? There are many questions which need to be answered while building IDP strategy. To understand it better, let's try to see from a developer perspective and immerse into the onboarding journey of developers in product development. Let's summarize what it looks like every time we try to onboard a highly productive team that promises to deliver a large set of features in a short period of time. Reality sets in when we realize that identifying a member of a high performing team with unicorn tech skill would at least take 8 to 10 weeks or maybe more than that. The typical JD would be overbloated with so many technologies names that it becomes a long repeated cycle of interviews and shortlisting the unicorns. If you look at the technologies we list in JD, most of them come from DevOps tooling training only. With so many moving parts in the project, tools, and other things, onboarding time will always going to be lengthy. As the team progresses, through the release phase, they must understand hosting environment, the discipline that surround them, building Terraform configuration of database, and lot many other things. And eventually, if the team achieve a successful release, 25% of the engineering time will continue to be spent on tooling and process management, which is a good chunk of project time and the budget. Post-release, teams still need to understand various ops and pager tools. This entire life cycle from day of onboarding to being actually productive can be long one, and not every member of the team will be able to achieve same level of productivity and quality of delivery in first few iterations. Finally, retaining such a high performing team will always going to be a tricky thing, right? And fear of losing such team is not going to go anywhere. Overall, if you look at today's entire journey of engineering and feature delivery, the cognitive energy of it are very high, and there is a definite need to reduce it in a best possible way. Today, we want independent teams where we aspire everyone in is unicorn and should know everything about DevOps as the technologies needed to deliver the feature. But as we know, finding such team is always tricky, and still team going to spend good time on non-business value creation, and we end up team design where one person should know everything. However, in this case, we end up having single point of failure and chicken neck kind of situations can arise. Or we create a shared DevOps team for all teams, but it also has own cons and perils. Like common team would always have limited knowledge of systems, and priority alignment could be a challenge. In reality, all approaches work in a case of small set of teams, minimalistic products to deal with. However, as we grow and scale, need a better running engineering teams. What we need today is to treat our engineering team as our customers. We need focus on building great user experience for them. It is vital to empower them with self-service, and also they need to minimize their responsibilities with layer of highest possible abstractions. Offer them a single portal of engineering for project templates, project creation, onboarding, learning, upscaling, ops management, and for everything. The self-service portal must offer personalized environment where engineering teams can view their work in the context they work in. Make it as engaging as possible that they love to use such platform and ensure all kind of engineering teams can leverage it effectively. To strengthen my point, I'm sharing a couple of notes by Gartner. It says 80% of tech could be built outside IT by 2024 thanks to low-code tools. Content management system, low-code platforms, BPMs, iPads are all promising simplicity, agility, empowerment, conformability to end user. And why can't we make same promises to one of our biggest community in product development, that is engineering teams? Gartner also says that 75% of organizations with platform will provide service developer portals to improve developer experience. It says that the key driver of this initiative would be improved developer experience, which not only help them to improve velocity of business value creation, but also attracting and retaining software engineering talents. Based on their research, self-service portals have been showing significant benefit in reducing frictions, improving collaboration, and minimizing time to resolve incidents, and also making easier to adopt cloud adoptions. Let's now understand purpose of self-service portal for engineering teams. Self-service portal is intended to give developers a consistent and dependable method for developing, testing, and deploying software application without going too much into individual tools and platforms. The feature of self-service portal can vary depending on the size and needs of enterprise. Looking at it holistically, it should address three core needs of the software development lifecycle. The first is ability to discover templates, boilerplates, create projects with best practices, standardization, and embedding de facto configuration and settings. When you create, it should generate code repositories, pipelines, everything else behind the scenes. Second part is that when you plan to deploy it, it should be able to deploy as an infrastructure as a code to one or more environments and provision cloud services without having to go to cloud platform with the right set of cloud disciplines. It should also enable various ops and pager tools, possibly even CMDB and all at this time. Finally, it would provide insight into operational state of piece of software we deployed, as well as the ability to look for opportunities to improve the next time. Here are a few enterprises who have adopted self-service and IDP a long time back. Introduction of self-service portal on one side build happy engineering teams by bringing everything at one place, giving autonomy through self-service service with super easy experience and minimal responsibilities. And on the other side, it creates a win-win solution for enterprise by helping increase productivity, faster time to market, improve quality, cost saving, and also helps improve collaboration and help in scaling business value creation. Now let's understand how you can get started with the self-service portal journey. It is critical to treat introduction of self-service portal as a startup idea, even when you have strong IDP principles already embedded in your engineering practices. As any product development idea, it should go through the life cycle of finding answers to typical questions to define scope of initial MVP, validate, and continuously improve upon it. For example, you need to identify who are my first target personas, what are their actual pain areas. You may want to perform the time motion study to understand their day of life as software engineers. This can help to identify actual pain areas and opportunities to focus and prioritize. What would the touch point you would like to enable for various personas? This could be just interface or APIs or even CLI tools as well. What are the most essential features and use case just enough to ensure target personas able to use the platform effectively? You may want to run design thinking workshop to iron out details. Another important aspect to understand which team going to define standards, be it project templates, hosting blueprints, or many others, and how we're going to make them accessible through the platform. Based on the Gartner recommendation, here is a list of key features which you may want to consider. And based on your immediate needs, you can pick what you would like to build in initial phase and plan few others for later phases. Now let's understand how you can adopt self-service portal. There are primarily three ways and choose what works for your enterprise. You can build from scratch, which can take 2 to 3 years to get to maturity. Benefit is building by all yourself, offer complete control. Apple, Blackboard, Salesforce, and many enterprises build their own self-service portal. Risk is IDP takes time and before it mature, it may be obsolete, or you may buy from market and build on top of it. There are not much options. Some of the OEMs are like Humanitech, Mia Platform Extra. Consider your needs and validate what product offers. You can use open source tools like Backstage, offering pluggable component design. With open source tools, consider mitigation of risk associated with open source platforms and crowdsourced features. Here are a few considerations when you plan for self-service portal. Design for everyone to get details of every level to ensure all stakeholders get value from the platform. User self-service portal should encourage adopting new resources dependency in the product as the architecture evolves. Ensure plug-and-play design to add on widgets and features helping orchestrate all kinds of requirements at one place. Cloud services are continuously evolving, and platform design should decouple its complexity from it. User experience, quick intuitive onboarding, and motivation should be key element of overall design. Existing tools and its ability to have its views within the self-service portal should be pivotal to ensure that developers and other stakeholders get first-level insights within the platform. There is a famous quote by Peter Drucker that says, "The culture eats strategy for the breakfast." This implies that culture of your company always determines success regardless of how effective your strategy may be. While bringing culture to IDP, self-service are essential element of engineering excellence. However, enabling people is also play a pivotal role in its success. Plan for upskilling of teams on regular basis. Create onboarding learning plan to ensure teams are up to the speed with IDP culture. Involving engineering teams right from day one through design thinking workshops. Build a crowdsourcing environment which would help build new features and capabilities in IDP as well as in the service self-service portal. Use motivation and engagement techniques like gamification nudging to encourage engineering teams to quickly onboard to IDP culture and continue to use it. Detouring from paved roads should be part of the strategy. However, you may want to add higher governance checkpoints or more subsidies on engineering teams to discourage them using alternative to IDP guidance. As part of IDP strategy, it's also important to build environment of data-driven decision making. This would help in continuous monitoring and optimization, which has the potential to yield drastic improvements in team performance in terms of both velocity and stability. Not just typical matrices of planning and execution and operational matrices, capturing all possible metrics during the software development lifecycle, like lead time to change, build time, time taken to prove, pull request, regression suit, runtime, and many such metrics can give you a lot of insights. And these insights would be helpful to figure out where the process and tooling need to be improved upon. While in many engineering practices, these metrics are available in silos. However, bringing on a single platform where we can view overall matrices, but also, if required, can go through the lowest possible details would be great help. Based on such insights, you can create your short and long-term improvement plans. You may also want to consider modern practices like SRE, FinOps, and others to further improve the engineering excellence. Thank you very much for listening my viewpoint today, and hopefully there are some takeaway for you to consider while planning your next level of DevOps maturity with IDP and self-service portal. My idea was to make you aware that IDP and self-service is a vital for higher DevOps maturity, but at the same time, it is not just a magic wand who would take away all the pains. It requires careful planning and execution with the involvement of all stakeholders to make it successful. Thanks once again, and hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.